Oh, hi there. Welcome to another episode of the Okanagan Gardener and Forager channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about this plant right here, stinging nettle. This is a plant that a lot of people are pretty excited to find, and there's good reason for that. It's super nutritious, and it has a bunch of medicinal uses as well. And so today I'm going to show you first how to ID it. I'm going to show you how I would harvest it. I'm going to describe some of the edible uses for it and some medicinal uses for it as well. And although there are some stings, I can describe some reasons that maybe the stinging isn't so bad. And if you stick around until the end, I'll show you, since I'm so stoked about stinging nettle, I'll show you what I'm doing with it at home. Some burrs here and, ow, burr seeds. Stinging nettle, scientific name is Urtica dioica. There are a whole bunch of different types of nettle species that can be found throughout North America. And this particular one is, according to some sources, is native to this area, and I've seen others say that it's introduced. I'm not sure either way. If you're sure, why not leave a comment and let me know. But anyway, they are perennial herbs that grow, they spread by a rhizome. So they can spread by seed or rhizome, and the rhizome's like an underground stem, so they can form big patches. And that stem that's above ground is kind of square-ish. It you can kind of see, hopefully, that it has like kind of four sides to it, and the leaves grow off the stem opposite. So from one central place, they go in two directions, and all along the stem there are stinging hairs. And I think you should be able to see them there along the stem, and look for the hairs along the stem and on the underside of the leaves. Let's see. There. You can see some more there. And if you can't see them that well, trust me, they're there because I just got stung by one. Anyway, the leaves can be kind of ovate shape, like this is kind of an egg shape, or maybe more lanceolate shape, like this, kind of longer, and they all have toothed edges. Look at the jagged edge of the leaves. And stinging nettles like to grow in moist or damp soil, so you can look for them maybe where places flood or near water. Stinging nettle is edible. It can be used in places where you might use spinach or things like spinach or kale. You can just kind of swap stinging nettle in, and you can use it to make things like soups or stews, or put it in, say, lasagna, spanakopita. You can just cook it on its own, like, and have it as a cooked vegetable, sort of whatever, just like steam it. You can use it in all kinds of places. All you got to do, because yes, it has those stinging hairs on them, and I just got another one. Just either dry it or cook it a little bit, and then that'll make it so the sting goes away. And so there's a whole bunch of, like, stinging nettle is loaded with vitamins and minerals, like a whole bunch. I'll try to remember, and I have a list. It's loaded with things like calcium, magnesium, iron, vitamins A, C, D, zinc, potassium, silica, niacin, manganese, and a whole bunch more. It's also got a lot of protein and fiber in it, and so, like, it's great. Like, it actually tastes, I think, pretty good, and a lot of people, like, the nettle soup is like, a lot of people are really stoked about it, but also something that I think is really great about it is the fact that it's loaded with all those nutrients. And a lot of food nowadays, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of, when it's like measured, different foods don't have as much nutrients in them as they used to. And nettle is a great way, I think, to get a whole bunch of nutrients that you could be missing in your diet otherwise. And for us, one of the ways that we like to have nettle the most is I have tea with it, and a tea or an infusion. So we, my wife and I, we make, and actually our kids like it too. We make tea with it. You just take boiling water and then pour it over the nettle leaves and let it sit. We let it sit usually for like overnight, and then just take that, and what I do with it is I have it at work, or not just at work, but whenever, like in the afternoon. I like to have it in the afternoon rather than coffee or tea, and it's really good, I think, for the nutrients that are in it. But I feel like I get an energy boost from it, and also I think, and it could be because of, well, there's a lot of different factors, but I think the magnesium and things like that are in it have really helped me feel a lot less sore, like joint pain and muscle pain. And like if I'm sort of feeling like I'm lagging, or if I have if I want to have some more mental focus, I feel like the stinging nettle tea really helps with that. And if I'm sore, I think it makes me feel a lot better too. Stinging nettle has a whole bunch of medicinal uses. I'm only going to cover a few of them, but the list is pretty long. So one of the ones that I think is most known is that regularly consuming nettles can help relieve seasonal allergies. And I think that my wife would tell you that this has really helped with her. We've been drinking it regularly since, I think, December. We got a bunch of ours, and they're really good. We got them from Kelowna Forager. His nettles are great, so if you're in the area, you could check him out. But drinking it regularly, the tea, before allergy season starts, really helps relieve seasonal allergies. And like in previous years, my wife was taking one of those, I can't remember what the name of it is, the like allergy pills, like half one every day, I think, for months, like all through allergy season. But now she did take one the other day, but she's like, her allergies are way better since having nettle tea regularly. There's a whole bunch of other things that nettles have been used for. They've been used to help all sorts of body systems, including building the blood, helping the lungs, connective tissue, and also to help increase the production of breast milk. And nettles have been used to help reduce pain associated with inflammation. I think this has been something that's really helped me. I still get sore muscles and joints, but I feel like it really has relieved a lot of that joint pain and musculoskeletal pain. Also, nettles have been used as a treatment for gout and as a spring tonic to help purify the blood. Okay, so nettles, they sting, right? Ouch. Yes, they definitely do. But is that all bad? Actually, there are some medicinal benefits to the stings. The stings, repeatedly stinging oneself, has been used to restore communication between nerves and to help repair injuries to joints and to treat things like rheumatism, arthritis, paralysis, and more. Am I telling you to go sting yourself with stinging nettle? No, but maybe it's not so bad. Here are some nettles that are starting to flower. This is where the flowers and the seeds come from, up near the top of the stem. And if you are harvesting nettle leaves, here's a warning. The leaves should only be used before the plant goes into flowering. And the reason for that is that once the plant starts flowering, then there's these things called cystoliths, and those start to accumulate in the leaves. And so consuming those leaves with those cystoliths in them can irritate the kidneys and could lead to kidney stones. So if they're flowering and seeding, then it's too late for the leaves. I came here to harvest some leaves, and so I'm going to put on some gloves before I do that. Although you can handle them, I would recommend wearing gloves because you do get stings. But I'll just mention about the seeds. You can use the seeds, and they've been used to treat people with kidney problems, and the roots have been used to treat enlarged prostates. Also, the seeds can be edible. What you could do, one thing, you could infuse them with vinegar and use that. You could eat that, put it in things. Or you could eat the roots themselves, and they can be cooked and prepared like a starchy vegetable. Like you could harvest them from fall to spring. Okay, while harvesting stinging nettle, what you want is the top say 4 to 6 inches. And what you should do if you're going to take some, don't just cut it any old place. If you cut it near, see where here these leaves come out, if you cut it off here, then it'll be able to put out new shoots there. So here, another one, I want the top 4 to 6 inches, so I'll cut it here, and then it'll be able to regrow, new growth there. One more thing to think about when harvesting, just only take, say, you only want to harvest it maybe once or twice a year, because the plant needs to go through its whole growth thing. So if you take it now, then it'll have time to grow some more and it'll get to finish its growth cycle. So, and then if you harvest it too much, it'll deplete the roots and it won't be able to do its whole thing. So maybe just once or twice per season. Hopefully you're still with me watching now, because I can keep my promise about telling you what we've done this year at home with stinging nettle. And here it is. This is our new stinging nettle patch. What I did, and it was very easy, like it took a little work to dig them up and plant them and all that, but in terms of their survivability, I just went and I found a strong patch, a couple strong patches actually I took from, and took sections of the rhizomes, and I did it earlier in spring and transplanted them here, and like this was, I think, just this one, and then now it's already springing up a few more little stinging nettles. And what I've mulched it with is straw, and I don't know, there aren't many growing guides about stinging nettle, but I thought straw kind of makes sense because straw is a great mulch anyway, but it should keep the soil moist and damp, which stinging nettles prefer. And also the straw, I think, is similar to how the old stinging nettle canes look at the end of the season. So with any luck, this patch will be thriving next year and we'll have our own supply of stinging nettle close to home. Now if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and how about leave a comment if you could. Tell me, what are your favorite uses for stinging nettle, and have you ever tried digging it up and growing it in your own yard? Do you have any tips for that? Anyway, thanks for watching.